Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Jinjin's Cosmic. If you didn't happen to be here, perhaps it's time to meet your soul.
You might be hearing these words right now because somewhere deep inside, there's a quiet thought that keeps returning. Why do I see life so differently? Am I just too sensitive? You're an Aquarius and your life path number is 2, a rare combination because you carry the tender heart of a peacemaker and the sharp mind of someone born ahead of their time. If that's you, then welcome. You've found Jinjin's Cosmic, a space where you don't have to make sense. You don't have to be right. You only have to be honest with the frequency of your soul. Because sometimes the very thing you've been trying to hide is actually the gift you were born to bring into this world. Aligned, Aquarius 2, the soft power of stillness. Aquarius is a sign of innovation of vision ahead of its time. Life Path 2 is a number of intuitive connection, deep listening and quiet, unconditional compassion. When these two energies merge, you don't create brightness, you create gravity. You don't need the spotlight, but somehow you become the center that everything quietly gathers around. During my time at Jinjin's Cosmic, I met a soul who embodied this beautifully. Her name was Lai, 31, working in progressive education. She once told me, I don't need to stand out. I just want to be the one in the middle, so no one drifts too far apart. And you know what? That is the quiet strength of an aligned Aquarius 2. Souls like you carry very distinct qualities. You don't say much, but when you do, people stop and listen. You don't argue, but your presence subtly guides the emotional tone of a room. You don't force your story, but somehow people feel safe enough to share theirs with you. I call that a soft field, not explosive, but steady, not judgmental, not forceful, but gently spacious, inviting others to come back to themselves. At Jinjin's Cosmic, when we speak of wave keepers, we're speaking of you, an Aquarius 2, aligned with your sacred frequency. You don't create the waves, you keep the rhythm. You don't lead with words, you lead through presence, through heart, through silent empathy that speaks louder than language ever could. If you're hearing this, perhaps you've never quite realized that your stillness has held together more aching hearts than you know. To you, the one who carries the Aquarian spirit and the quiet compassion of the two, may you always trust the power of your calm and stay soft enough to never feel the need to prove anything. Just be you, because this world doesn't need more voices shouting to be heard. It needs more souls like yours, bringing healing through presence alone. When Aquarius 2 lives out of alignment, in the energy map of Jinjin's Cosmic, Aquarius Plus, Life Path 2 is one of the most unique and one of the most quietly lonely combinations. When aligned, they keep the emotional rhythm of the group. They connect through a soft, stabilizing field of empathy. But when this energy falls out of balance, their intelligence becomes armor, blocking them from touching their own true feelings. I remember a healing session with Helen, an Aquarius 2 working in sociology. She said something that made the whole room go still. I can write a development plan for 1,000 people, but I don't know how to say it when I feel lonely myself. That is the quiet ache of this combination. Aquarius brings the system mind, Life Path 2 brings the empathic heart. But when those two fall out of sync, the heart gets dissected so deeply it stops being felt at all. When this happens, Aquarius 2s often hide their wounds behind logic. They say, "I'm fine, it's nothing," even when they're breaking inside. Analyze emotions instead of feeling them. They know why they're sad, but they don't allow themselves to be sad. Slowly withdraw from connection, thinking no one really understands me. So why try? They are smart, but feel invisible. They are kind, but feel like they're the only ones listening. And little by little, they shrink inward, still functioning, still giving, still helping, but no longer truly connected, not even to themselves. If you see yourself in these words, please don't blame yourself. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because you've been listening to everyone else and forgot how to listen to you. To you, an Aquarius 2, with a timeless mind and a deep heart, may you slowly begin to remove that layer of logic. Let your feelings breathe. Let your loneliness be named. Let yourself be without needing to prove anything. If this touched something inside you, leave a comment. Let Jinjin's Cosmic know you're ready to begin your healing. Because you don't have to walk alone anymore. Really, you don't. When Aquarius 2 distorts love, becomes logic-wrapped control. At Jinjin's Cosmic, I keep a special note for the Aquarius 2 combination emotionally intelligent, and that's exactly the issue. When Aquarius 2 energy begins to distort, you're still kind, still empathetic, still loving, but that love no longer flows freely. It starts to come wrapped in reason and direction. No yelling, no overt pressure, no visible manipulation, just a quiet kind of expectation. I love you, so you should live the way I believe is best for you. I once worked with a client named Trung, a creative director, an Aquarius Life Path too. He loved deeply and wholeheartedly. He guided his partner's career choices, emotional decisions, even how to respond when hurt. From the outside, Trung looked like a thoughtful, caring man. But during a breakup, his ex said something that cut deep. "You make me feel like a development project, not someone simply loved." That's when Trung realized love without space can turn into soft control. Not forceful, but enough to make the other feel guilty for not following. Not angry, but enough to make them feel immature if they react differently than your logic suggests. When an Aquarius 2 distorts, they often detect others' emotions very quickly, but instead of sitting with the person, they analyze, advise, optimize their emotional responses. Love loses its acceptance and becomes a value system dressed in kindness. And eventually, they return to a new kind of loneliness. Because I understand too much. No one feels free around me. If you recognize yourself in this, please be gentle with your heart first. You never meant to control anyone. You simply love in the way you were built to protect, to understand, to heal. To you, the Aquarius 2 with a tender heart and a razor-sharp mind, may you remember, love doesn't have to be right, it just needs to be present. And sometimes, the most sacred form of connection is the silence that holds no explanation at all. If something in this message lit a quiet truth within you, leave a comment and let Jinjin's Cosmic know you're coming home. You are not too much. You are not alone. You are simply returning to yourself. And the universe is already waiting, gently. Transformation. The space holder, healing through presence. at Jinjin's Cosmic. I often say true healing doesn't come from trying, it comes from simply being. When an Aquarius with Life Path 2 begins to transform, something subtle but powerful shifts inside them. They no longer try to understand everything in order to connect. They no longer need rational explanations in order to love. And most importantly, they no longer believe they need to do something special to earn a place in someone's heart. I once worked with a student named Mai, who worked in end-of-life care for terminal patients. She was an Aquarius too, who had spent many years living out of alignment, brilliant but deeply drained. When she entered her healing journey at Jinjin's Cosmic, she touched something sacred. I realized. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to teach anything. If I'm truly present, that's already enough. That one is what I call the energy holder. They don't analyze. They don't try to open others. They don't expect change or demand response. They simply are present, calm, clear, sincere, enough to make others feel safe just by sitting nearby. Like a clear stream, colorless, silent, but somehow, as it passes, it softens everything it touches, transformed. Aquarius 2s often become space holders for the growth of others, a teacher with no need for a podium, a friend with no need to fix, a lover with no need to bind, just presence, grounded, authentic, and gentle. That in itself is healing. To you, the one becoming a quiet keeper of healing energy, may you always remember, you don't have to be perfect, or ready, or wise to love and be loved. You just have to be here, and the universe will move with your gentleness. If something in this message touched your soul, leave a heart to let Jinjin's Cosmic know you're here and that you're coming home to yourself. We're always waiting in stillness and with full trust that when you truly are yourself, everything right will find you. You don't need to be the spotlight. You are the one who holds the light. If you're an Aquarius with Life Path 2, chances are you've stayed quiet for a long time. Not because you had nothing to say, but because you were always the one who gave space. You gave space for others to be right. You gave space for their emotions to stay calm. But do you know something? You deserve to stay, even when you're not calm anymore. You deserve to be loved, even when you're too tired to untangle someone else's feelings with logic. At Jinjin's Cosmic, we believe every soul carries a sacred melody, and yours, even if quiet, is nourishing this world with the purest kind of presence. So please, don't rush to change yourself just to fit more comfortably into someone else's world. Instead, come back slowly, gently, to being exactly who you are. True, clear, soft, and that is enough to heal the whole room just by being there. To you, the one who carries the intuitive heart of the 2 and the revolutionary mind of Aquarius, may you always be quiet enough to hear yourself and kind enough to know you don't have to do more to be worthy of love. If this message touched something in you, leave a comment, drop a heart, let me know you're here, listening with your whole soul. And don't forget to follow Jinjin's Cosmic, because I'll be back with more soft, deep healing journeys crafted for hearts just like yours. The universe isn't rushing you to be perfect. It's simply waiting for you to come home. You spend your life holding others, but who holds you You are an Aquarius, and your life path is to a seemingly conflicting mix of fierce independence and a heart that quietly longs for deep connection. At Jin's Cosmic, we understand you're not just the peacemaker, you're the one who hears what no one else can say, the one who looks calm while a sky full of intuition burns quietly inside you. This video is here to help you understand why you feel too much. Decode the tension between independence and belonging. Guide you toward healing without becoming a professional caretaker. Leave a comment if this resonates with you. Drop a heart and subscribe to Jin's Cosmic, so I know you're out there quiet, but never alone. The universe is never late for those who live true